Today I want to use movies to explain politics. Let me tell you what I mean by this. Have you ever heard of the term suspension of disbelief or the avoidance of critical thinking? This is what a great book or great movie makes you do. But I'm going to use sci-fi as a ploy to explain what I mean by suspension of disbelief. Now, in most movies or in some movies, you've seen time travel is a thing, right? People can use a briefcase or a special device and they press a few buttons and then poof, you take off and you appear in another time, right? None of us actually think, how is this possible? Because no one knows how to do it yet. This is why we just accept in the movie that the briefcase or the machine allows the character to travel through time. In many of our minds, we believe that this is how you can actually travel through time. This is what they call suspension of disbelief at its best. Now, politicians want us to suspend our disbelief many times. They tell us or don't tell us many things, hoping that we would not question. Because after all, government work is extremely complex and challenging. Mere mortals like you and I have no clue what it takes. They continuously feed us with these stories. Now, here's the kicker. We too can change the narrative. And this is where one of my favorite sayings actually plays out. If you know me, I say this all the time. America is the greatest country in the world, not because I truly believe that this is the case, but because they tell me every day how great they are. They do this in their movies, they do this in their writings, they do this in the way they carry themselves daily. We need to understand the influence we can have on our people if we start to tell our true stories, not the sensationalism we currently proffer. Imagine a movie that was set to tell a great, let's say, Nigerian independence story with a beautiful love story stuck in the middle. You're getting two messages out there: the greatness of Nigeria and the love stories that we all seem to like. Or imagine us telling stories of how Nigeria or the Nigerian military saves off African nations, or even other black people around the world. This is what we did in Liberia and in Sierra Leone. But we don't talk about these things. We would much rather have the usual black magic, cheating spouse, murderous villagers. Why do you think our mindset is not that great if that's how we see ourselves as a people? And I'm going to be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist right now. The government supports these kinds of stories because it allows us to reign in ignorance. They use these stories, the unknown, to shame us into submission. But they also use these stories to fire up their bases. Those people over there, they're not like us. These ones over here are more like us. We cannot allow the baby eaters to run our cities or states. We cannot allow those people who worship money run our states. Ignorance leads to fear. We are afraid of losing seeming opportunities. We are afraid of being arrested or blackballed or not being invited to events. And I'll say this, I think a lot of us tolerate this nonsense because we believe that one day we, or some we know, will be in a position of power. Politicians understand this. They understand the power of the use of fear. They use it to stop us thinking and gathering. Anyway, what do I know? This is just one man's opinion. Take it or leave it.